Hey, Mom, are you there? I have something that I'd kind of like to talk to you about, if that's okay.
Oh, Cindy? Of course, dear. What's on your mind? You know you hardly ever message me this late at night, though. Is everything okay? Have you already had dinner?
Yeah, I've already eaten dinner. I'm on my own tonight, though, so I just kept it simple.
Oh, you're at home alone tonight? Where's Jack?
Jack had some work dinner thing that he had to attend, so he told me I'd be on my own tonight.
Ah, okay, I see. Are things going well between you and Jack? I'm sensing just a little bit of tension there.
Well, I thought that things were going well between us.
But what? Has something happened to make you think otherwise now? You know that you can talk to me about this, right?
No, it's not that. It's another problem that I wanted to talk to you about, really.
Another problem? Well, what kind of problem is that? You know that I'll always be here to listen.
Okay, well, you want grandkids one day, don't you, Mom?
Don't tell me that you've been worrying yourself about having kids again, Cindy.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that Jack and I have been married for 3 years already. All my other friends who've been married that long already have kids too, and talk to me about them all the time. And, I don't know, I just worry that you're expecting grandchildren as well. And then I wonder why we haven't had any kids yet.
Well, of course I would be overjoyed if you had a child and had a grandchild. But the fact of the matter is that this is an issue to be decided between you and your husband. A child shouldn't be something that's rushed into just because one side wants one really badly. Not to mention all the other things that can go into considering how time to have a baby.
Well, I guess you're right about that. I don't want Jack to feel like I'm trying to rush him into anything.
But what is all of this really about? Are you just worried about when you're going to be having your baby? Is that it?
I'm just saying that I'm already 30 years old. I thought I would have been a mother by now, to be honest.
Well, I know what you mean, but life really works out exactly how we pictured it when we were younger. But I understand your worries. After all, you're probably more concerned with your biological clock, aren't you?
Do I even need to say anything to that?
Nobody said that being a woman isn't difficult. And sure, maybe it might have been physically better if you had kids when you were younger. But plenty of women have kids in their 30s, and you've got to keep your chin up about these things. Everything is going to work out, and when it does, you're going to be so happy with the results.
Mom, I think I might not actually be able to have any kids, if I can be honest with you.
Oh my. Well, what makes you say this all of a sudden? What makes you think that?
I don't know. I haven't gone to see any doctors about it because I'm too scared to hear what they'll have to say. But Jack went to have himself examined, and he said that the doctor said that there was no problem with him.
Well, if you haven't even gone to see a doctor about this, then it sounds like you might be worrying over nothing.
But what if I missed my window? What if it's too late, and I'll never be able to have kids now? And if I can't have kids, then it's going to be all my fault. I'll be the reason you don't have any grandkids.
Cindy, I know that this is all a lot for you to think about at once, and I know that you're worried about what's going on in your body as you get older. But I want you to know that before you start worrying about anything, you really should go and talk to a doctor first.
I know, but what if they say I really can't have any kids? What am I going to do then? I don't know if my marriage is going to be able to survive something like that. After all, I know that Jack wants kids of his own one day too.
Well, what does Jack have to say about any of this? Have you talked to him about it?
I have, but I don't think he's thinking about it as seriously as I am. I don't know what to do anymore.
Well, I just want you to know that my feelings for you are not based at all on whether or not you can have kids. And I'm sure that Jack feels the same way about you. If you just talked to him more about this, I'm sure you'd see he understands. Besides, if Jack did go to the doctor and they told him he couldn't have kids, would you leave him?
No, of course not. I would never leave him. But it's almost never the guy's fault when it comes to this kind of thing. That's why I'm so nervous. It feels like there's so much pressure on me.
Well, I think that you might just be overthinking things just a bit, don't you? I really do think that you should make sure that Jack understands exactly how you're feeling about this. And then you two can talk about how you want to handle this moving forward. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, you're right. We should probably try doing something like that. Thank you so much for talking about this with me, Mom.
It's no problem at all. I understand that this is a very difficult, touchy subject, but you should know that you can always come to me.
Of course. Thank you so much. But I think now I need to find Jack and talk to him about this instead. Then we'll figure out what to do next. And maybe I should make an appointment with the doctor after all.
I think that it's a great idea. Talk to Jack, come to an understanding, and then go to the doctor and stop living in fear of the unknown. You know, your dad and I had quite a few problems when we were younger as well.
I know, but you still had kids. Besides, I can't see you and Dad having any problems at all.
Well, we certainly did have some. Every couple goes through highs and lows. It's just important to remember that you have people in your corner. So don't ever forget about the people who care about you and will love you no matter what.
Of course. Thank you so much for talking to me about this, Mom. I'm going to go and think about what to do next.
Hello, Cindy. Do you have the day off? I was just curious if you were at home right now. I actually just got a bunch of freshly picked vegetables from my neighbors and was wondering if I couldn't drop off some at your place.
Oh, Mom, I'm really sorry, but I'm actually not at home right now.
Oh, really? Are you out with Jack or something like that?
Mom, there's a pregnancy.
Oh my gosh, you're pregnant? This is huge! Congratulations, Cindy. And to think you were so worried about this earlier. I know that you were just being worried. So how many weeks along are you now then?
I'm still not sure, actually. I don't know how far along I am.
Wait, what? You don't know how far along you are? Have you gone to a doctor about this? They would be able to tell you. Hello? Cindy, are you there? Hello? Okay, well, you must be quite busy right now. But either way, this is very exciting, so congratulations once again. We'll talk about this later, and then you can fill me in about all the details. Hello, Jack. It's been a while since you and I last spoke, hasn't it? I was just curious if I could ask you something. Are you with my daughter right now? Because she was just texting me a few hours ago, and I haven't heard a word from her since then.
Oh, hey there, Marie. It's nice to hear from you. I'm sorry, but no, I'm actually not with Cindy right now.
Oh, I see. Well, anyways, Cindy told me the big news about her being pregnant. That's great, isn't it?
Oh, right, the pregnancy.
This is huge news. We have to get together and celebrate sometime, don't you think?
Wait, what? But I got my girlfriend pregnant. Didn't you hear the news from Cindy?
Sorry. What? I'm a little confused. What do you mean your girlfriend? Aren't you married to my daughter?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Cindy wasn't the one who got pregnant. The girl who got pregnant was the girl I was seeing on the side.
What are you saying? You're not serious, are you, Jack? Please tell me this is some kind of bad joke. I mean, you and Cindy are married. You wouldn't actually go out and cheat on her, would you?
Well, I did. I'm not gonna try to hide it. In fact, I love this other woman of mine more than anything in the world.
So then you really are having an affair behind my daughter's back? I don't even know what to say.
There's nothing to say, Marie. These things just happen, you know?
Just happen? You mean you're not even going to try and come up with an excuse?
What would be the point? Cindy couldn't get pregnant. We tried so hard for a whole year and still had nothing to show for it. So I finally thought that maybe I would just have to leave Cindy and get with someone younger who would have a higher chance of getting pregnant.
But I thought that you two didn't actually know whether Cindy really couldn't have kids or not. She told me that she still hadn't gone to see a doctor about it.
I know. I've already got another woman pregnant. So I really don't see how I could be the source of the problem. Besides, I went to the doctor and they said I was fine.
But I'm saying that Cindy never went and had that confirmed for herself. You just both assumed it was the case. Now, Jack, I understand wanting a child of your own, but I really do think that you need to go and talk to Cindy about this. If you really didn't think that things were working out, you should have divorced my daughter and then gotten with someone else.
Well, like I told you, these things just happen. I can't help that I got this girl pregnant before I was able to end things with Cindy. But now that I have, I can see that it's a sign that I should leave Cindy.
So you're really being serious about this then? Even though you swore to my daughter to be faithful to her?
Do you really think that I'm the first person in the world to break their wedding vows? I don't know if you knew this, but half of all marriages end in divorce. I'm not going to be persecuted just because my feelings for your daughter changed over time. Besides, I would have never married her if I knew she couldn't have kids. So if you want someone to blame, I'm afraid this is all Cindy's fault.
You're really trying to blame my daughter for the affair that you're having behind her back?
What are you going to do about it? Punish me? If you're thinking of suing me for the affair, I'll be happy to pay. Of course, I might countersue and claim that Cindy knew she couldn't have kids at the time we got married and just hid it from me.
Jack, what is the matter with you? You don't actually think that Cindy would do something like that, do you?
It doesn't really matter what I think. It matters what a judge will think.
I don't believe this. You really think that you're going to nail Cindy for marriage fraud when you're the cheater?
I guess we'll just have to see where the chips land, won't we? But just think about it. On the one hand, I have Cindy in her 30s still crying about not being able to have kids. On the other hand, I have a beautiful young woman ready to throw herself at me who I could get married to and start a family with.
Enough. I don't want to talk about this any longer. And I don't want you causing any more pain to my daughter.
Well, okay then. In that case, I think it's best if we just get a divorce and go our separate ways then. Of course, the next time we see each other, well, let's talk about the matter of compensation for stringing me along this far. Oh, and you should know I've already submitted our divorce papers.
Hold on a second. What do you mean by that? You've already turned in the divorce papers for you and Cindy?
That's right. My girlfriend is already 3 months pregnant, and I need to get rid of her as soon as possible. So I had the paperwork filed this morning.
You were with Cindy up until the afternoon, isn't that right?
Yep, I was at home, made her sign the divorce papers, then I went out to turn them in. I have no idea where Cindy is right now.
I am never, ever going to forgive you for this.
Oh, that's fine with me. I wasn't really looking for that to begin with. I'm just so happy that I'm finally ending things with Cindy. Even my parents are happy about this. Of course, it's not like I have anything personal against your daughter or anything. She made good money. She kept the house clean. But it was her infertility that I could never forgive her for. But like I said, sometimes things just work out this way, right?
Hello, Jack. Been some time since you and I last spoke, hasn't it?
Wait a second, is this Marie? As in Cindy's mom, Marie? What do you want now? Did you come to tell me that you're finally going to pay me for the lie that Cindy told me? Because you already forced me to pay her for the affair.
Well, yes, you did pay us what you owed Cindy, and now I understand you're married and living with your new wife.
That's right, but what about it? You're not thinking of doing anything to my child, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not afraid to call the cops and have them deal with you.
No, it's nothing like that at all. You've got nothing to worry about there. I just wanted to check is all. I suppose that you've already registered the birth with the city hall and everything like that, right?
Of course we have! That's what you're legally bound to do when you have a kid, right?
That's right. I'm glad you know that. That must have been such a process with all the paperwork.
Well, having kids is a whole process, as I'm sure you know. But I'm happy, and that's all I really care about.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. Of course, you only care if you're happy. After all, you must be so happy to finally have a child of your own now, isn't that right?
Okay, what is this? What are you getting at, huh? You think I can't read between the lines? What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that the kid you have with your new wife isn't actually yours.
All right, now you're just starting to really make me mad. I mean, where do you get off talking to me like this? Just who do you think you are?
Also, you should know that Cindy wasn't infertile. She is perfectly capable of having kids.
What are you even talking about now? You're just bouncing from subject to subject.
Say what you like, but it's true. She went and had herself examined by a doctor who found no problems with her.
You're kidding me. That can't be right. That's impossible.
Believe it or not, it won't change the fact that it happened. We have the exam results and everything. And don't worry, we took the courtesy of having one forwarded to your house.
And just why in the world would you go and do something like that? It isn't going to make me want to be with her at all. I'm never ever going to get with Cindy again. Besides, you know that I'm married now.
Oh, trust me, I wouldn't want you coming near my daughter if you were the last man on earth. But you still don't think it's strange? I mean, if Cindy wasn't infertile, then wouldn't that mean you are?
What are you talking about? Of course I'm not. I can have kids just fine, thank you very much.
So then you really sure that your wife's kid is actually your child too? Because you know that you told Cindy that you went to a doctor and then examined you? Then you told her that they said you had no problems. But did you even go to see a doctor in the first place? Obviously your wife is fine since she got pregnant too.
But I don't get what you're trying to get at here.
I'm telling you that your wife slept with another man and now she's making you raise his child.
No, that can't be right. You have no idea what you're talking about. My new wife is young and beautiful and would never betray me like that. Besides, she told me she hasn't even been with that many guys. So where would she get an idea like that?
You really think that your new wife is some innocent little flower? You should know that I looked into her a few months ago. And it turns out that she has quite a wealthy sugar daddy who I'm sure you had no idea about.
A sugar daddy? You mean she was seeing some rich guy on the side while she was seeing me?
I'm sure you won't believe a single thing that I try and tell you, but that's why I have evidence. But what you choose to do with it is, of course, entirely up to the two of you.
Now hold on for just one darn second. I mean, if you're really telling the truth about this, then...
Why don't you go ahead and open up the package that we sent you? All the documents should be there. But whatever you do from there is really up to you.
Well, when did you send it out? When is this package of yours arriving? I can't just wait around and do nothing until it shows up.
Oh, I imagine it already got delivered. I had it sent to your parents' house, actually.
But wait, my new wife was talking about how she kept getting calls from my mom and dad.
Oh, I see. Well, then the package must have been delivered now.
So then her kid really isn't mine. Is that really true?
It certainly appears to be the outcome with the highest probability of being true. She sued her rich man for some money and knows she's having you raise this child of his.
No, this can't be happening. I refuse to believe it. It has to be my kid. It just has to be.
Well, okay then. You keep on believing that and keep raising that child as if it were your own.
Come on. I get a divorce, I get remarried, I become a father. And now you're just gonna sit there and tell me that it's all been a lie? I wish that I'd never broken with Cindy in the first place!
Are you kidding me? You didn't care about Cindy at all. You ended your marriage with her for no reason and married the woman you were cheating on her with right away. You don't deserve to be feeling any pity for yourself right now.
But, please, I never wanted this to happen.
You said it yourself. You broke up with my daughter because you thought she couldn't get pregnant. Do you have any idea the kind of pain and guilt that you put Cindy through by doing that, though? She took off work for months and fell into a deep depression. She's only barely starting to go back into her old self now.
I'm so sorry. I never intended to hurt Cindy like that at all. You had to believe me.
I don't care what you have to say for yourself. You're never getting near my daughter again.
But I don't even know what to do now. If what you said is really true, then what am I supposed to do?
Why do you think that any of that is our problem? You broke up with Cindy because you made assumptions. You got another woman pregnant while being married to my daughter. Well, now you realize that you were just being played this whole time as well, and I say that it serves you right. After that, I heard that Jack ended up getting a DNA test and found out that the child he thought was his, in fact, was not. Then he began the divorce process with his new wife, who fought Jack on it every step of the way. I had no idea what's going on with the divorce now, but last I heard, it was being jammed up in court by this woman. It was only a year later I got an update that the divorce had finally gone through, but I didn't really care and thought the long drawn-out process was just what Jack deserved. After the divorce, he tried to reach out to Cindy, who rejected him right away and blocked any means he would have to contact her. It's been years since all of that, and now Cindy is remarried to a very kind man whom I very much approve of. She swore to me that she would never marry again after Jack, but I'm glad to see her recovering and learning how to reopen her heart to love. Last week, I got an excited message from Cindy and a sonogram photo of my future grandchild. I couldn't be happier, both for my daughter and for myself.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.